dead quick, I got to throw this out there because I've hardly ever seen your face before, and I've never heard you before either. This is the first time we're actually meeting. Yeah, I said it to you earlier when I saw a picture of you. Jesus Christ, you look just like Michael Wheelie. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Has no one ever said this to you ever before?
No, actually. Yeah, it was I guess I had too much of a baby face. I just started aging recently.
Yeah, bullshit.
Like dramatically.
Right, yeah, so episode 2 of Natter. When I did my first episode, I didn't even know what the hell I was going to call this thing. I just began the episode with episode 1 of whatever the hell we're going to be calling it, but there we go. Yeah, so on this podcast, I'm just going to be interviewing, talking to some people from Instagram or anywhere else, people who share my passion for storytelling and all-round nerdiness, baby. And we've got the wonderful Mike Murdok with us. Introduce yourself, Big Mike.
Welcome, it's me. I'm Mike Murdok. That's not my real name, but that's what I go by on social media, and I create things just like your friend Badger here. I don't finish things. That's what he knows me as. But I do love creating, and I love all the games he talks about, and we grew up pretty much the same way, just across the different pond,
Yeah, man. We have worked together, but we will get into that later on.
Yeah.
The main thing that I know you for is that you make music, and you also make graphic novels and stuff, comics.
Yeah.
And which I kind of worked on with you before doing my voice work, but again, we'll get into that in a bit. So yeah, tell me how it all began then for you. Like, what did you grow up listening to and watching, that kind of thing? What inspired you to get creative?
Well, I listened to all kinds of music. My mom really had Motown playing a lot, and
Nice.
very different from what I make now. But it's a lot of old stuff, a lot of jazz stuff. I was in a jazz band in high school, played saxophone, piano, and stuff.
Oh man,
yeah,
not easy. That is not easy, man. That genre of music, man.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's fun once you find like someone that I had this guy. He played trumpet. I thought he was the coolest dude in the world. I forgot his name, but he was he was a senior and I was a freshman, and I saw him play trumpet. It was like it was perfectly aesthetic. He was like in a hallway, and it was just the echo and everything. I was like, oh man, I gotta play something.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I picked up the saxophone, and I just loved that style of music. And then years later, I my uncle was a DJ, and he taught me Ableton Live. And ever since then, I've just been doing pretty much as a hobby. I haven't released anything, as you know, but I create pretty much all the time. I love just seeing the end result. It's just kind of scary seeing other people's reaction to it. I don't know why.
Yeah. Sounds like imposter syndrome right there, man.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It's a bastard though. I've never really had it, but I've seen people go through it. And yeah, man, it's a rough fucking thing. It does hold people back. Go get past that, big boy. Easier said than done, though. Easier said than done.
Working on it. Maybe this year.
Nice, man. Yeah, I understand a lot of that very well. I came from a music background myself. Used to play acoustic guitar. I used to do that style where you play it like a drum kind of sort of thing. It's like finger style guitar is what I used to do.
Ah, cool. August Rush.
Exactly like August Rush.
I like that.
I actually I did, it's called lap tapping. I did that style where you play it like a piano. You can find it on my Instagram.
Cool. That's cool.
If you click on my highlights on Instagram, called My Music, yeah, you'll see it on there. Like younger Badger, back when I had a full head of hair and shit, couldn't grow a beard to save my life. Yeah, man. Yeah, I used to do all that stuff. I loved it, and I did eventually switch to live. Not Ableton Live. I switched to making electronic music combined with live instruments, and
okay.
I went to this incredible music school to do that type of thing. Got really good at it. And even though I can't mix and master, I'm not a producer. I am good at composing. And
Nice.
yeah, for years I was doing it, and I understood a load of it, but Ableton Live was too advanced for me. It's easily the best way to make electronic music. Ableton Live is ingenious, especially to
It's
perform
amazing.
live. Remarkable.
I actually started. If you want to go get technical
Well,
about it, I
please do.
started on MTV Music Generator. Do you remember that? Where was that
No,
before? How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
no, I don't mind at all. I'm a little bit older than you. I think I just turned 32.
Ah, I'm 34.
Oh shit! Okay,
Yeah,
you got that. You got that Peter Pan skin, dude. You
yeah,
got
I got
Peter
that.
Pan skin.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, okay, yeah. So back in maybe it wasn't released in UK, but it was a PlayStation game called MTV Music Generator. You just it was I spent hours on that. It's just
Mhm.
you messed with samples
I
and you
did
just
play with them. I did. I just
yeah.
don't know if it was called that, but I did play with that. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah, lots of hours on MTV Music Generator. And then I got in college I got a MacBook, like one of the first ones, and GarageBand was new and I started messing with that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, it eventually evolved into a when my uncle saw me messing with that, he's like, "Hey, why don't you try this?" And got the what do you call it? The cracked version of it online. I didn't pay for it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, and
did the
then
same thing back in the day, man. I was a broke
we
student
all
once.
do it. We all do it. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, man.
it's very versatile and you can do a whole lot with it.
Yeah, man. Did you ever use the like Ableton the launch pad or Ableton push?
I have it. I have the push, but I couldn't get my mind off the keyboard. I'm just too used to the keyboard.
I get it.
Not the actual keys, like piano keys,
Mhm.
like the MIDI board. And that's pretty much what I use for everything. I just,
Um,
do my chords and all that.
I understand that completely. Yeah, that thing is so advanced, man. Ableton
Yeah.
push
It
and
looks
Ableton
awesome though. I wish I can get my brain to figure it out, but it's
exactly.
just
When I see people performing live with it, it's like I don't know how you're doing this. You are so clever. Not just to play it, because
yeah,
it's kind of like playing a piano. That alone is cool. But the fact
right.
you have to program all of these buttons to do these random
Yeah,
different samples, it's like that alone is hours upon hours of planning just for one song.
right,
Incredible. So
right.
I respect it. I never did get good at Ableton. Never.
No.
I always stuck with Logic Pro.
Oh,
But
Logic's great. Logic is
that,
great.
that's how I did it. I ended up making multiple EPs and albums with that,
Oh,
and
nice.
because I'm not I'm a composer. I don't mix and master. My
Right.
music isn't out yet because I have to pay a producer like multiple
Yeah.
grand to do it.
Fiverr,
But
man.
I've that's how we met. We'll talk about that in a
Yeah.
bit. But
We'll
yeah,
talk about that. Yeah.
yeah, maybe one day we'll see. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a headache. Yeah, I stopped doing it like 4 years ago when I finished everything because I'm far more passionate about other things than music.
Yeah.
But that's a different story. But yeah, I get though how you went down that path. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Um, but what about all this writing that you've been doing then for these comic books? Tell me about Animal and all that and everything that got you into it.
Well, I've had a lot of around that time, I'd say about a little before we met. Well, how long ago was that? That was like what,
3 years ago,
3
roughly.
or 4 years ago.
Mhm.
I was for some reason, I don't know, I was just having some vivid dreams, like real vivid dreams.
Yeah,
And they were
man.
all cinematic. Maybe I was watching a lot or playing video games a lot or watching movies a lot. But it was also around the time where I feel like movies were getting a little preachy and a little too, I don't know, like they wanted to it wasn't storytelling anymore. So I just kind of got really into uh figuring out like, hmm, yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to like, what would I want to see, you know?
Yeah,
And eventually I just thought I just had like this crazy dream, and I was like, let me just write it down. I just wrote it down, the scene that was in my dream, and I started just thinking about that scene a lot. And uh, the next night, I had another dream with a different scene from that same character I had in my head, and I was like,
Oh
oh
shit.
man, and it was so vivid, and it was like it actually made me emotional. This scene, it was like really like it was powerful, like a revenge type thing. Like something bad happened in the first dream, and then there was like the revenge in the second dream, and I was like, oh, I love that shit. For some reason, I love like a revenge movie, or like have you seen was that Viking movie with that tall handsome dude from 50
Northman.
Shades, The Northman? It was like this primal like rage rampage uh scene in my head. So I pretty much built a whole story around this. And then I had to go back. I was like, oh man, story writing is hard. Because you gotta like think of like how did he get to this point? Okay, so I gotta do this, and then I started really getting into storytelling, like how do I make this understandable? So yeah, that's pretty much how it started, and it's been years, and I've just been writing, and um I I wanted to see it. I didn't want to just think of it in my head.
I
So
get it.
I was like, let me find an artist. And I found this cool artist to just draw like this scene in my head. And I was like, you know what? This could be a comic book. I don't know anything about I never read comics.
Oh, I
So
see. Yeah.
I was just like, whatever, let me just put it on a page, this whole scene on a page. And it started from there. And then I started realizing, wait, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. But it's already drawn. I paid the guy, and it
Mhm.
was just kind of like it was a lot of back and forth, and like, can you redraw this? And I had to pay even more to redraw that, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of not not so much a plan, just like an impulse. You know what I mean? Like I just kind
Mhm.
of like wanted to see it, and
I get it. How long ago
yeah,
was that?
that must have been this must have been like 4 years ago, around.
Okay, years ago.
Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, then I thought maybe if you could hear it too. Like I want to see it and I want to hear it.
Oh yeah.
I That's where I came up with the idea to create an audio companion to this.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's how we met.
It
I was looking for
was.
voice actors, and
Mhm.
I found you. I think you were one of the first. No, you were the second. There was this guy that I had playing the bad guy, the big bad in my my book. He was like, you were the big bad, but there was this character called Erebus. He was like a mob boss type dude.
I
I found
remember him.
this, yeah, I found this older gentleman. He sounded so much like a old fashioned New York mafia dude.
He's amazing, dude. He's
Yeah,
amazing. The
yeah,
little clip that I've heard, and I've
right,
seen it accompanied with the comic book.
right.
Yeah, he's just also bad.
Out of all the motherfuckers in this world, Jack has got to be the motherfuckers. Am I right? Or am I right, Lobster?
Has to be.
I can't
Yeah,
wait to hear the finished product one day. Yeah, he's great in it,
one day,
man.
yeah, I'll definitely have it done. But yeah, then I had this character this guy named that I call Lobster, and
Meaty.
he slowly started becoming my favorite character in the book. Like I started going to Lobster's backstory, and now I'm thinking like this guy needs his own fucking series. Like he's awesome.
I love him.
So yeah, and then I needed he's a gigantuan man, so I needed someone with like a roaring voice, and you're like one of the. I was like searching through pages and pages, and they all sounded corny. I was just like, it just didn't feel right. And then I heard your voice. I was like, oh, that is Lobster right there. It
Thank
was like
you.
this, yeah, it's that booming. I was like, oh, that is him. That's just, it's him. Like, So I like was hoping you'd say yes, and went from there. So
Oh,
I have
man.
an awesome recording from you, and then I really would like to finish that whole project once I get some time.
Yeah, man. No, hell yeah. I've already heard little bits and bobs from it. And
Yeah,
obviously you've got your own atmospheric music is there in the background, which is cool. Voice
yeah,
acting is great too. And
yeah.
the little bits that I've heard of myself and I like you've pitch shifted my voice down.
Has to be.
It's like a monster. Like I tried to add some like cybernetics to it too.
Yeah,
I'll go
man.
back and fix it, but it was yeah, it's pretty cool. You're supposed to be a genetically enhanced, you know, freak of nature. So
Oh
it
yeah.
was perfect.
What I remember about it as well, what I had to do was it was the first time because I was still relatively new to being hired by other people to do my voice work. And
Right.
it was the first time ever that someone asked me to do an American accent.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I was nervous about that. I was nervous because I'd
Yeah.
never done it before. So I did that for
Yeah.
you. And yeah, you
Yeah.
said that you were okay with that. I was like, all right, well, okay, I'll push it. It took me a while to get used to it, talking like
Yeah.
that, because I had loads of lines from you, loads of them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that was fucking it was nuts. It was nuts for me. It was. Well, what was
Cool.
the wait, I'm not the one to make it look bad. That was it. I'm not the
Oh
one to
yeah.
make
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
a big ass lobster, he's grabbing the fuck out of that little guy. And I'm
Yeah.
not the one to make it look bad.
Yeah.
That's when shit gets personal. And I could get
Yeah.
real fucking personal. I
Yeah.
remember that. I had a right laugh with it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Serious question though, man.
Yeah.
You've got fucking bass in your voice as well. How come you didn't want to do it?
Um, real reason is because I wanted a voice. Um, well, originally his name was Axel. That was the main character, but I just had a son named River, so I changed his name to River. So I want to voice River in his older age. So I have to
Ah,
find.
nice.
Yeah, so it was like if I'm voicing two characters, it wouldn't have made too much sense.
Okay. Okay,
Like,
no, that makes
yeah,
sense. Because you definitely could have pulled it off listening to you. This is the first time I've heard your voice. You got mad
yeah.
bass to your voice. You could have done
Hey,
it.
man, we the Bass Brothers, man.
Yeah, tell me about like the stuff then growing up that inspired like your storytelling and stuff. Like
Yeah.
what were the forms of fiction that just inspired you? Like, was it mainly movies over games, games over movies, and what were your favorites? All of that stuff.
It was a bit of both. I think uh the year 2000, I was like, before that, I was just kind of like, just a regular kid. I just played some whatever video games, played outside. I was just a normal, I didn't think of any of storytelling, whatever. It wasn't until I
Okay.
watched The Matrix.
Oh yeah, I
I
remember
watched
that
The
one.
Matrix and I was like, that's when like it was just like, wow, like something about sci-fi like really drew me in. And
Hmm.
then I got into I started watching other stuff. Like I watched Pitch Black.
Oh, dude, don't get me started. That is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Pitch Black
Oh,
changed my world. Like that's actually that character Riddick is what I really based Lobster off of. Like I want him to
no
be
way.
I want it to be Riddick pretty
That
much.
explains the eyes, dude. That explains why
Yeah.
he's got those goggles on. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. That's
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Literally, I wanted to have the same mannerisms, kind of, obviously make him his own, but he's
Yeah.
he's the strongest, I guess, inspiration behind that character. Um,
Dude, if you told me when I was a kid that one day
yeah,
I'd be playing a character that's inspired by Riddick, dude, Riddick was my hero, man. I was 10 years old when I first saw
yeah,
Pitch Black, and oh man, oh no, I love
loved
it
it,
so
loved
much.
it.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just all those I have a whole list on YouTube of my favorite movies like
Mhm.
Dread. Just I love all that shit. So
Yeah, man.
that's around 2000 is when it started to I really started getting into that stuff.
Mhm. The stuff that I've seen from your animal comic,
Mm.
it looks very like Blade Runner-esque, and
Yes.
it kind of reminds me a little bit like Sin City minus the colors here and there.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. So, okay. Okay. Yeah, you're right on my wheelhouse there. Yeah, definitely Blade Runner-y, Ghost in the Shell, Akira. I love all the aesthetics. Like there's like people are into that, but they love to focus on like the political side of all that stuff. Me, I'm all about the aesthetic. Like I love seeing that style of cyberpunky, that whole world. There's something about anger that I love, like in a story, someone just like letting loose and just exploding. Yeah, there might be some psychological shit to that, but I don't know. I just love it. I love it. I get pumped like 300, like
Oh yeah, I get it.
being Leonidas, just wow,
Yeah, the scenes that spring to my mind, like first of all, obviously, it's Scarface, the ending, angry as fuck.
Yes.
Snap.
I
Oh,
literally
wow.
watched that 2 days ago again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, say hello to my little friend. It's just I love it.
Incredible. He's already an angry character, but then he knows
Yeah.
he's going to die, but also takes truck tons of cocaine.
Yeah.
He's a bomb. But also there's this other scene. It's only a quick scene. It's like 10 seconds long, but it is so incredible and powerful and so almost sad as well as cathartic. It's this amazing scene nearing the end of the movie Blood Diamond. And
I haven't seen that in ages.
just to simplify it, no big spoilers, but it's a scene where a character snaps and gets a shovel and kills an absolutely vile monster of a man. The acting is absolutely impeccable. The acting is like it is cathartic because he's killing a bad guy, but it's also sad watching this lovely man lose a big part of himself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's horrible.
Yeah.
But it's powerful though. Anger, I get it, man. These are powerful emotions, man. I mean, heck, this is why we all love Kratos from God of War, right?
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
You understand.
Yeah,
I get you completely. So yeah, that's where you draw it from, though. Your passion sometimes. I think it.
Right. That's it's the whole story that I'm writing is all about. It's about anger. It's about like, just releasing it. There's nothing like philosophical about the anger. It's just, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I really, that's what it comes down to. I love seeing someone release that, and that's the climax of the story. That's what it's going to be.
Interesting.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Sin City, I never read the book, sadly, but
just the movies. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The movie, I mean, of course, the first movie is, in my opinion, a complete, full-blown masterpiece.
Oh yeah.
Second one I think is possible, but I think it's underrated. I think it's pretty solid in my opinion. But yeah, easily, in my opinion, the best character, the whole lot of them is the angriest one, Marv. Easily.
Oh yes.
In my opinion, absolutely. Yeah, I connected with him the most. I mean, if I ever was in a film like that, he'd be the motherfucker I would play. Easily, man. When he's there, like, when he was there, like, what? Yeah, he's torturing people, isn't he, to get to the answer of the mystery of who killed his his missus. Yeah, when he's driving the car and he's got that guy he's dragging that guy on in the road and he's driving like, I don't know about you, but I'm having a ball. It's fucking amazing. Anger, man. No, I understand, man. I write myself. I'm a writer. I write my own stories too, and sometimes, yeah, absolutely. It's
anger it's anger mixed with the badassery, like, and the sadness. There's something about, like, I don't know, there's something, and then like the charisma, and that's a perfect character, Marv. That's like, of what I'm trying to explain. Like, I love that little mixture in a character. There was this game called Spore. Spore was this game where you could create like a creature from scratch, like a microorganism, and you slowly edit their their genes to become like an animal, and then they inhabit a planet you create, and then eventually they become they evolve into like humanoid type creatures that can communicate to tribes, and then they would.
This sounds very similar to that game that had Leonard Nimoy in it.
Leonard.
It was on Sega Dreamcast. The Frogman. Sorry, just a quick.
It could be.
Seaman. There we go.
Seaman.
Seaman. Seaman. Yeah, you got to say it carefully, but yeah, you can't say that too quick. When I was a kid, I used to play with Seaman. Okay.
Seaman.
Yep, this is the bad boy. You ever seen that before?
Seaman. No, I haven't heard of that.
Incredibly similar.
Good? Yeah,
I never played it, but apparently it was awesome. Just a very strange, slow-paced game. Yeah, you would create your own life forms, and it was where you nurture them and help them grow inside this fish tank, and they would speak to you and shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was weird. Yeah, you had a microphone plugged into the controller, and if you spoke into it, they would talk back.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, what you're saying reminds me so much of that. That's cool, though, man.
Well, yeah, you turn into tribes, and then eventually, at the end, it turns into like a space exploration game. You go from this little microorganism creature to this. Now you evolved to like conquer planets and stuff, whatever. That was how you're supposed to play the game, but they had another mode where it was a creative mode where you can literally you have the planet, and you can like, it's kind of like your video with the Tony Hawk, where you can create stories for some other people to play, and there'd be like featured stories and missions you can give to other people online, and it was a whole community. And I would just make like crazy stories and try to like, I would edit the whole background to like make it feel like you're having a space battle or like a laser tag thing.
Oh shit, dude, that's lovely. That's cool.
Yeah,
man.
it was just, and I would make stories like an actual like whole different game within the game. I would make all kinds of creatures, and you can look online like people just creating. Like I played Minecraft, and I love that stuff.
But yeah, when I got older, stuff like Minecraft and shit, like it's all incredible. But I was so busy with other shit that I could never just chill out and play them. So annoying.
I would skip work sometimes.
Oh, is it?
But I'm sick. Just play Minecraft.
I have done that before, so I understand. Yeah, it's such a shame. I think I skipped university for a day, I think, and it was just to play GTA 5 on its release day. I think. I can't remember. Yeah, dude, we're naughty bastards, man. We're naughty bastards, right?
What's the most fireable thing you've done at work?
I had sex. No, I'm not saying that. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Enough. I'm not telling you. Go on. I'm not.
One time I worked at. I hope they see this because that'd be hilarious. But I worked at I got fired from there anyway. But I must have been like, it was when Red Dead Redemption, the first one, came out. So I had
holy shit.
My job at the hospital was to clear up the garbage around the hospital. On like, I had a certain amount of floors I was supposed to clear up. I had this big dumpster that I'd roll around the hospital, and I would collect the garbage, throw it out. That was pretty much my job. And so I brought there was a closed off on Sundays. It was like a closed off section of the hospital.
Okay.
And I literally brought a duffel bag with a TV, the whole game system. I did my job. I'll say that. I finished. I sped through what I was supposed to do. I went to the closed off section of the hospital, locked myself in the bathroom, and I played for about 6 hours. I hooked everything back. I disconnected everything, unlocked the door. No one knew anything. My job was finished. I was good.
I don't know what to say to this. That is incredible. To be fair to you, I don't really blame you, because I don't know if you noticed this when you were playing it, but Red Dead Redemption might be one of the best games ever made. Maybe.
Incredible.
Maybe.
Incredible.
I'm still affected by that game. I will always forever encourage people to play it and then play the second one. Just incredible. That ending, I'm still affected by it to this day.
Yeah.
When it was over, I felt this massive amount of emptiness that it was over, and some of the scenes shocked me like crazy. You might see endings like that in movies and shows quite a lot, but games didn't commonly do that type of thing. And some of it was flat out agonizing. Some of it was beautiful. Some of it was uplifting and beautiful, but some of it was painful too.
Yeah.
And it really did state a lot about life itself, man. It really was.
Yeah.
And the second one, also a masterpiece as
Same.
well.
Yeah.
But so I don't fully blame you, but I no, okay, I take it back. Having sex at work is nowhere near as bad as that. So okay. Yeah, in fact, wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Dude, you
Yeah.
are a passionate motherfucker right there,
Yeah.
man.
When I want to have fun, man, I'll have fun.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, man. So it's okay. Jesus Christ. Actually, to be fair, what you did was way more fun. Playing Red Dead's better than sex. I don't care what anyone says. I don't.
Oh yeah, by far.
So yeah, anyway, let's talk about like your creative process and how you balance it out whilst
Yeah.
being a new parent and with your job and shit. Like, can you tell us about all that stuff, like your job and all that, or is that
Yeah, totally.
cool? Man.
So yeah, as soon as I found out my wife was pregnant, I was like, something clicked in my head. I'm like, whoop, I gotta put some stuff on pause, like
Of course.
I don't want to mess up a child's life. You know what I mean? I have to I like put that immediately number one. Like I want to, at least before I get back into the creative side of things, I want to like make a life that's comfortable enough to not be traumatized or something. You know what I mean?
Of
course.
So shit right there.
Yeah, I just I just didn't want to be the reason my kids messed up. So that's when something clicked where I was like, okay, it's literally the first time I was like, I gotta put this aside just for a second. I'll get back to it, but I need to do something. So I went online. I was trying to figure out, I was looking for jobs, and I was trying to find something that's a career that I can, I really thought about it. I was like, something I can balance, but also make a good amount of money so that he has a roof over his head, he's fed. So I got into construction. It was a construction plumbing. So it was like, connecting water pipes to buildings and stuff. And I found a guy that was offering he was offering an apprenticeship. So he's pretty much changed my whole life. Pretty much set me up so that I can have a full-time job during the day and still have time in the evenings to do what I need to do. So
that's lovely, man. Like, you need people like that in your life, and no matter what your circumstances are, that's lovely, man.
Yeah, he hooked me up. He really did. And I explained the whole situation to him, like what kind of person I am. I was completely honest. I was open book. I was like, yo, I've never had like a real job before, kind of this, I just, explained who I am, and he helped me out, so it's actually, I thought I'd be like, I've always thought like I'd be totally like I'd give up on my passions if I got a real job, but it's pretty much the opposite. It's like I got a real job, and now I can actually decompress and come home and actually do my thing. Like, I woke up finally, So it's good. I get home. I still have to, right now, while this is all still new, this baby thing, I have to still take care of him and stuff, but I make time. I have a thing on my phone. It says at 7 p.m. it's like time to write. That's when I write, no matter what.
Nice. Yeah.
So at least I'll put like 30 minutes to an hour of writing every, sometimes it goes way longer than that. Sometimes it's way less, but
you can't force
good.
that spark. I understand. You cannot force that spark. I understand.
No way.
Yeah, and also, doing that whilst being creative all the time. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
My boy Electric Geek, I don't know how he does it. He's got 2 kids, working this insane job, working all the time, and doing this incredible YouTube channel. I've collaborated with him a number of times. I don't know how the fuck he does it. I really don't understand how he. It's like, how the fuck do you go to the toilet, man? Like, I don't get it. People like that, people like you guys, confuse the fuck out of me, especially the creative process.
I've always had trouble finding moments to be creative. I've always struggled with it. I still do, but like, I honestly think, at least for me, it could be totally different for anyone else, but having money in my account helps a lot my brain, because I'm like, okay, I can eat whatever I want right now. I can do whatever I want right now. Now my brain is free to think, okay, you have time to do this. Because I always felt guilty, what am I wasting my time doing this when, I see, my wife is stressed out and, people, we don't have food in the fridge or whatever. So like,
yeah, man.
Yeah. So like when I know I'm good financially, I'm like, it's like an energy. Like I just feel like, I can do anything, anytime,
Yeah. Do you know what you want to do then with your future? Like with how long you're going to keep this up? What are the next projects that you're going to be working on, that kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. I want to release. I want to release that book. I'm still on the first draft.
Is the book going to be related to Animal, the comic book?
It's same name. It's going to be very related to the book. I mean, to the comic book, but I have changed a good amount. There's stuff I fleshed out. There's lines that are, your line is still in there, your favorite line. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I got deeper into these characters, whereas I just wanted to see scenes in my head. Now I have like, full on backgrounds, and they're small, thoughts, throughout the whatever they're doing. Like you can really, really connect to them.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully it becomes something bigger. I
absolutely.
HBO, hit me up, man. Once it's done.
Crazier things have happened, brother. Yeah, you did send me like a lot more of the book. I know you did.
Lots changed of that too. Yeah.
Nice. You sent me a draft. I was not able to read it at all because
it's a lot.
No, it's not just that. Fuck that. I'd gladly read it, especially if I'm going to be involved in that shit. That's something I'm passionate about too, man. Nice. I got stakes in it as well, technically. But I couldn't. I was in the process of working on that fucking big ass long Tony Hawk video, and I worked on that on and off, but mostly consistently for 5 months. So I couldn't do much else. I had to take a break from YouTube just to get that shit done.
Yeah.
So I understand it. Yeah, I understand that there's a lot of fucking work there, so I wasn't able to. But I should get on it soon. I'm currently busy doing a lot of writing now, but I should get on that soon.
Cool. Let's take your time, man. I'm still writing it, and that video was amazing. That was very well made. Very well made. It was. How do you feel? It's out after all that work?
Yeah, cathartic is one of the many words, but it's not a good enough word. It's not.
No.
It was the hardest thing. I've done long videos on my channel before, but most of them are in podcast form. Most of them.
Oh, nice.
I've done like some of them have not been in podcast form. I did one of the Jeepers Creepers trilogy.
Cool.
Which that was almost an hour long, and I did an hour-long video of the Saw franchise. Even though I'm not a fan of those films, I still did this video explaining my thoughts growing up with them and shit.
Oh yeah.
That was all hard work. That was incredibly hard work. But this one was on a whole new level. That was just a monster. That was nasty. It was not good to me, man. It hated my guts and I hated it back. You know what I mean? There was no love making there. It was hate fucking through and through.
Yeah.
That's the way it went. There was blood everywhere, son. Nothing but blood and broken furniture.
I know the feeling. I had a YouTube channel, Daily Dose of Creeps, where I was trying to be Mr. Nightmare. I was just releasing. I don't know if I showed it to you. No, it's still up. It's called Daily Dose of Creeps. And it was just
plug it.
Yeah, I haven't released a video in years, but it was I think I got like 4 episodes out. And as much as I loved the end result of that, the process, like I know what you mean. Like it was just editing every last little, I kind of get perfectiony with like my sound design and stuff. That's really what took the longest in those videos. Like it was just every little, like it was a scene where like someone was going through a hospital. I had to like find nurses talking in the background to like try and make that. You know what I
Oh
mean?
shit!
So I spent a full day trying to find like the right nurses. You know what I mean? Like it was just for like literally
That's
2
amazing.
seconds of the. So yeah, it was very. I think that's why I stopped. That was another thing I stopped. But it I was proud of it when I released them.
Mhm.
They were just
Okay.
yeah, it was fun.
I'll
It
have to
was
look
fun.
this up. I'll have to look this up. I'll try and leave a link in the description below. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
Shit, me, man. Let's see. You're more creative than you let on. We've been talking for like an hour plus now, and you finally dropped that in there. That's a great thing, man. That's mad interesting.
yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of things I did that I started that I wish I would, find some time to, like, I want to finish this audio thing for the comic, even though I kind of discontinued the audio. Yeah, I wanted to finish the thing with your voice. I want to finish that. I want to finish. There's a fourth issue of the comic book because there's 3 that's out right now.
nice.
There's a 4th issue that I just have a couple pages. I'll finish that and release it, and then have the audio companion, and then just that's like a cool thing for like if people like the book, they can go back and look at the origins, whatever.
Nice,
So yeah.
man. Yeah, that's groovy as fuck, man. I will also need you one day to give me advice on all this stuff because I'm one of the scripts that I am writing. I will be turning it into a graphic novel before I turn it into anything else because
Yeah,
making a movie is ridiculously expensive.
yeah.
Even though everything I will be doing will be grounded, small, and humble,
Mhm.
still it's going to cost a lot, and
Yeah,
I don't have the experience fully with that type of stuff yet. So
yeah,
I do want to turn it into a comic book first, and I will need
yeah.
your advice with that. I will do.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, bro. I learned a lot with that experience. It's hard to like get what's, because you have this image in your head, and then the artist has their version of the image because you're just writing or telling them about this thing. Lobster actually looks way different in my head than he does in the comic book, and he
Okay,
drew that, and I was like, all right, I guess, and it kind of had to grow on me, and I was like, now I can't even remember who he was before. I just think of that now, that version. So it's a lot of that where like the communication with the
nice.
artist, like is the biggest thing. But
Of course.
yeah.
Did you ever play the video game Max Payne?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I still, for some reason, there was something really traumatizing to me from that opening when he comes home and sees his family.
Of course, it's absolutely
Yeah,
fucking horrible.
yeah.
Of
There's
course, but
some that stuck with me like
how could it
hardcore.
not? How could it not? It was horrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was some disgusting stuff right there. That was
yeah.
vile. But yeah, that game is a complete masterpiece, and one of the ways they told the story in there, because it was a low budget game, believe it or not.
Oh yeah,
Only small development and not a humongous cast.
right,
Um, the cutscenes were told in the form of a graphic novel.
right. Yeah, I
If
remember
that's it,
that.
look, a load of the cutscenes were it was just still images with loads of speech bubbles, and how they did it by taking pictures of actors. That's how they did it. They took pictures of people and then drew over it with artwork and that kind of thing. What you're describing with your book, how you've got an idea in your head, but the artist has something else.
Yep.
I'm to fight that. I think I'm just gonna have to take pictures of actors, which
Yeah,
I probably will dedicate myself to that kind of thing and
yeah.
copy Max Payne. So there
Right,
we go.
right.
Thank you, Remedy Studios. Remedy Studios, you've inspired me. Thank you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I guess we should yeah, pretty much end it there then.
Right.
Dude, it's real nice finally meeting you after all these
Hey,
years.
likewise, man.
We have been speaking obviously for years now, ever
Yeah.
since we collaborated on that project.
Yeah.
And yeah, just thank you for the support as well that you've been like sending me like on Instagram, on YouTube, bloody blah for ages, and it's nice to have you on here, man.
All right, man. Same, man. It's likewise, dude. Florida boy. Look at
cool, man. And yeah, everyone, I'm going to be putting some links in the description below to Mike's Instagram page. You can check out the animal comic there and all that. You've got links to the animal comic there, and you can also purchase the animal comic there. Am I correct? You can there are links to purchase it.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if I think I released some for free actually. So
nice.
yeah,
Okay.
the first 3 are for free, and then if I decide to make more, I'll charge for those. But yeah, check them out.
Cool,
free
man,
to
cool.
free to look at.
Lovely job.
All right, man.
See, got no fucking excuse, guys. No excuse.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice one there. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Stay jiggy. The badger appreciates you.
Yeah.